literally. I'm not sure exactly the time. It's somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock. So I can say it's in the general area of time to rise and shine. What do you do with life's disappointments? The hillside was packed. Mums, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts and uncles, kids. An hour before game time, you could feel the excitement in the air. You could hear the chatter of previous games, previous victories, and the ringing echoes of anthems told. Of a team that no one thought would ever get to the district finals. We're finally there. A year of struggles. A year of some sickness and injuries. A year of coming from behind many, many times. And pulling off a win that just shocked and surprised everyone. The respect and the honor and the admiration of every mom and dad and grandpa and grandma and aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, was high. These were Greencastle's Blue Devils. They had won not many games that now they had reached the final moment. And a final moment it would be. They faced a pitcher that was phenomenal. You can't feel bad about a pitcher that's pitching with such strength at his age that he could just blow them by one after another. The defense of that team that was played last night was very strong. And although the bases got loaded a couple times and there were some good plays, and there was a few kids that made a connection and hit 2 or 3 times because of the excellent defense of the other team from Mechanicsburg. Did not score except one time. You could feel the excitement and the enthusiasm and the hopes and the dreams give way to a new feeling as the scoreboard continued to reveal the truth. We went from the 4th inning to the 5th inning to the 6th and the 7th. And it became very obvious we had met our match. Nobody was saying anything negative about anybody? How could you say something negative about a team that you were facing, who were playing excellent ball? Whether you would win that game or lose that game, you just had to respect excellence. But as I looked around, I began to see in others what I was feeling in myself: disappointment. Life is like that, isn't it? Disappointment. You counted on something, you worked hard for something, it didn't work out in the final hour. Disappointment. Might have been a pregnancy that ended up with a bad experience. It might have been a marriage that had lost its glow. It might have been a job that you had been promised, but somebody else with more charisma impressed the boss and got your job. Might have been your health. You planned on spending your retirement years traveling and enjoying the fruits of your labor. But there you sit in the wheelchair. Disappointment. What do you do with your disappointment? You were a political force to be reckoned with for many, many years, and all of a sudden, everything that you stood for, another administration seems to mock at it and laugh at it. And it almost seems like it's deliberately swept away in the current of liberalism. What do you do with your disappointment? I guess it's my job to tell you what I think you should do and what I do. You don't quit. You lick your wounds. You thank God that you had the opportunity of getting as far as you did. You learn your lessons well that you learned in the process. And you get up. It's 4 in the morning. You may not have slept well. Your mind is cluttered. Your heart is feeling emotions. They're not always joyful and expressively happy. Sometimes they're disappointments. Hold on. Be steady, my friend. You'll rise again. Don't quit. I'm sure that many stood around the cross where Jesus was being crucified and felt, sure didn't think it was going to end this way. They were disappointed. But on the third day, the first day of the week, their disappointments were turned into joy unspeakable and full of glory. When the stone was rolled back, and the rock which the builders could not refuse, the cornerstone of Christianity, stepped out of that grave in a great sweeping victory It would spread around the world. When life is getting you down a bit, rest if you want to, but don't you quit. You see, I got a special interest in that ball club from Greencastle because my grandson is in the varsity team and he's played. I have watched him play baseball since he was just since he was knee-high to a grasshopper, through every stage. I've watched him win home run batting contests. I've watched him through the disappointments and through the victories of life. And in my estimation, he's become a real man. He's learned how to deal with hardship and pain and shake it off and deal with it and get up and get ready to do it all over again. Monday night, in spite of the fact that they lost the game last night, they have already won a seat to play in the state finals. They won't give up and quit. When it's time to play, you'll find them all right in their position, with no indication that they lost that game last night. They'll be standing strong, playing hard, giving it all they got. Will you? Will I? When things go wrong, and they sometimes will, and the road that you're walking seems all uphill, things seems wrong, and they sometimes will. You may rest a while, but don't you quit. Because quitters never win, and winners never quit. There's a verse that talks about that in the Bible that relates to our spiritual life, and it says, "He that endures to the end shall be saved." That word endures rings with not joy and enthusiasm and happiness, but it's got a ring of downright blood, sweat, and tears. He that endures to the end shall be saved. Be a hardcore endurer, one that endures to the end. Victory is yours. Claim it in Jesus' precious name. Thank you for listening. Thanks for responding. Thanks for allowing me the privilege of getting up at between 4 and 5 sometime here and rapping with you about what's on my mind. God bless.